Racist TSA agent assaulted me, my dad fought back. I don't promote violence, especially against someone trying to protect us in dangerous situations. But no one was injured and there's a strong moral to the story, so strap in. I know it's a shared sentiment, but I hate airports. They're stressful enough with long lines, cranky travelers, and tight schedules, but the added anxiety of dealing with TSA can push anyone over the edge. For my family, one encounter with airport security changed everything. And it's a story I'll never forget. It was right when TSA was at the height of their controversies, and we went through an experience that still leaves me shaken. I come from a large Hispanic family. There's my mom, dad, me, and my 3 younger siblings. At the time, I was 12, and my youngest sibling was just 2, so as you can imagine, my parents had a lot to manage, especially in a crowded airport. To add to the chaos, my mom had water and some liquids for my baby brother. He couldn't be breastfed, so he needed to stay hydrated, and airports being what they are, we were already running on fumes trying to make sure we had everything packed. Now, here's something important. My family's always been racially ambiguous. We're Puerto Rican, but I've been asked if I'm Persian, Mexican, and just about everything else under the sun. And to top it off, our last name is Ramirez, so you can guess where this story is going. We didn't realize that we'd somehow become the target of a TSA agent's overzealous and racially charged assumptions. He saw us, and instead of seeing a regular family trying to get through security, he must have seen a threat. We had everything in order, or so we thought. My mom had been told by the airline staff earlier that it was fine to bring a full water bottle through security since we had a baby with us. But when we got to the security line, the TSA agent wasn't having it. The line was long, and my dad, being the prepared type, had made sure we arrived 3 hours early for our flight. I've never understood why we had to be so early. Our flight was domestic, and we'd be on the plane for less time than we were in the airport, but my parents are sticklers for being on time. Unfortunately, no amount of preparation could have saved us from what happened next. As we get to security, the agent starts rifling through my mom's bag. He pulls out everything: diapers, baby food, snacks, and then, like he's just uncovered a bomb, he finds the water bottle. You'd think he'd found a ticking time bomb the way he reacted. Suddenly, he's shouting about how it's against federal law to bring the bottle on board. My dad, always calm under pressure, tries to reason with him, explaining that it's for the baby and was cleared by the airline. But the agent isn't listening. He's on a power trip, and nothing we say is getting through. That's when my dad does something I'll never forget. He takes the water bottle, hands it to me, and says, "Drink it." He figured if I drank it in front of them, they'd realize it wasn't dangerous. Seemed like foolproof logic, right? As I start to drink, the TSA agent grabs the bottle out of my hands, causing me to cough up water. The next thing I know, my dad is holding the agent's wrist, telling him to back off and to never touch his child again. I've seen my dad get mad before, but this was different. This was protective fury, the kind that makes you realize how much a parent will do for their kid. The TSA agent starts yelling, claiming he's been assaulted, and throws out the fact that he's a federal agent like it's some kind of shield. My dad doesn't back down. He tells him to get his supervisor, and now the agent looks nervous. He knows he's overstepped, and he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Moments later, the supervisor shows up, having heard the commotion. She takes one look at the situation, sees the panic in the agent's face, and tells him to stand down. She immediately apologizes to us and explains that this was not acceptable behavior. She pulls the agent aside, and before I know it, she's walking us to our gate. On the way, she keeps apologizing and tells us how embarrassed she is by the way her employee acted. To our surprise, she also spoke with the gate staff, and without us asking,